I'm having a right old kerfuffle today. Oh my goodness. Folks, it's Monday the 4th of December. I posted the postponement noonday to the wrong group. So here I am. Apologies. I'm going to get on with the noonday movement snack at 1 and hope that at least the catter-uppers are not going to be too badly disrupted. So I'm going to get going with it. I'm here in Hammond Bay, Joss. It's a bit gloomy. Got there. It's all a bit dark and gloomy. So let's see if we can add some moves to at least lighten up the day. So let's start with our usual circulation boosting activities. If you would like, sit and stand options, fixed firm support to the side of you. Weight even across both feet, have a gap between the feet. This will help with balance, feeling steady and stable, i.e. not having the feet too close together. Start your rhythmical walk on the spot, picking up the feet. It's all a bit dark down the foot end, sorry folks. Peeling the feet, trying to get extra ankle, feet and toe moves going on. Keep the knees low, maintain your uplift and activity round your centre and supporting parts, and then you might want to add in arm, shoulder moves, left to right, so switch between left and right if you should like. Someone has arrived. I think it's Wayne. Good afternoon, West Virginia. I think it's morning for you, Wayne. It's really grey and gloomy here, Wayne. Don't tell me you're in your hot tub again. We're on circulation boosting anyway, folks. Keep the elbows tucked in. Find a pace and rhythm that's comfortable for you. Continue to use external support if that is right for you. Carry on, stand-uppers. Here are your seated options. From your sit position, get yourself comfortable to give yourself the best possible chance to freely move. So come into active sit. Have a lift and shift forward. I think that's Maddie's arrived. I completely fouled up the pre-message today, folks, and posted it to the wrong group. Anyway, here we go. Here's your seated cert boost for legs. Ankles, feet and toes on the move. Keep the knees low. Maintain this feeling of activity around your middle parts and bringing in the arms. So the arms moving in isolation, or the legs, or you can build that together. It should feel comfortable, doable, achievable. With these types of activities that are rhythmical and continuously moving, you're going to get that requirement to take some deeper breaths perhaps. This is good, that's a tick. This is a usual response to moving more, so grading this movement so it feels comfortable for you. Here's another option for upper body, guiding the elbow down the side of the trunk. Having the hands together might feel helpful, so just have a go at each and decide which one feels good for you. It's all rhythmical and steady and a range, a size of movement that feels good for you. And you might want to bring it all in together if you would like. That's it. That's your flurry of circulation boosting activity. You've activated all the posture muscles that hold you upright. This is good. You've got the key landmarks of the body moving, the shoulders, the hips, the knees, the ankles, feet and toes, if you partook in that. And of course, if you're in stand, have the external support close to hand. So anything in standing is going to require your balance mechanisms to be working, so just pick the right level for you. All right, I've got a series of I've got an upper body set of functional reach, and I've got some hip and balance leg movements if you would like. So the top end first, reach for the whatever it is, whatever you find yourselves reaching for in the day. Sit or stand. I'm going to start with the stand options first. Get your balance, have a bit of a knee bend. This gives you more stability and the ability to adjust, if you like, to any changes of balance. Elbows tucked in, palms facing each other. 3 reaches, and we're going to grade it into 3 ranges. So squeezing back and then reaching forwards, maintaining an upright position. That functional reach kind of shoulder height, and then that functional reach kind of hip height. That's it, that's the first bit. So you're grading and shifting through a reaching forwards, reaching to shoulder height, reaching down to hip height. So you're getting your shoulders, your shoulder blades, your posture muscles, all of your reachables on the go there. Have a pause. It's the same in sit, exactly the same. A forward reach, so just pick a pace. This is all fluid and controlled. So in those three ranges, no change to the trunk position. And then aiming, if you would like, to increase that range of motion. So for your forward reach, you might want to increase that with some forward hip hinge. So you'll need your buttocks for this if you're in sit. So extra squeeze on your buttocks, anchor the feet into the floor if they're involved. If they're not involved, you might want to put your hand on support, on the chair for extra support. Here is the reach forwards. Have a pause. Slightly higher, maybe go head height on that one. And on the lower, going for knee height with more hip hinge again. So you're combining the trunk movement with the shoulders, with the functional reach. Forwards on a hip hinge, head height slightly up, and knee height on the way down. Have a pause, have a switch off. There is a lot of activity going on around the trunk, around the hips, around the buttocks when you take a forward reach in a sit position. In stand, hip hinge generally comes with a bit of a knee bend as well. So your standing option, be close to supports if you know you need that. So a bit of a knee bend with your forward reach, a bit of back extension with your head height reach, and then a knee bend deeper with your knee base reach. So the same movement, a functional reach, but bringing in the hips and the knees to get to those higher and lower places. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. So there's your knee bend and your forward reach. Know what happens with the gaze. So keep the head comfortable position there. Then there's the head height, and then there's the knee height. And back to base. Have a switch off after each one. Hopefully you can feel your shoulder blades, the back extension are involved in the higher levels, and the knee bend and that changing position of the trunk is involved in the reach to the lower levels. One more range if you'd like. So the idea is that you grade the size of the movement. So if we go again, there's your forward reach in stand, or you might want to have some hand on support, so have a single arm reach. This time higher still, extra back extension on the way up, and lower still on the way down. Now for your lower bend practice, you may well want to position yourself so that if you needed to, you could just have a sit down. So it gives you that extra confidence to perhaps reach and hinge a little bit lower, and then you could come into sit. You could also practice a reach on the way up. All right, same in sit, functional reach forward. Now, if your legs are involved in your day, but you're opting for a seated movement snack for whatever reason, you could get even more forward reach in a sit with a forward step. So that will give you even more reach if you would like. Then you go in higher still, and then you go in a lower still. That lower hinge, take your time on that with control, forwards and up, or it could be single arms there. So you might want the hand on the thigh to give you extra support or additional support for that lower bend. Okay, change of body parts. I'm going buttocks and hip hinges. So as part of functional reach, or reaching away from where you are in a sit position, you're going to need a fair bit of hip movement as well to shift the weight and accommodate any sideways reaching. So starting in sit with some straightforward buttock squeezes. So generate that contraction in the muscles in your buttocks, give them a scrunch and a squeeze, and you may well feel that you get a bit of an uplift there. So as I contract my buttocks, the muscles are changing shape, they're contracting, therefore you can visually see there's a bit of movement there. So just play around with contracting, switching on those muscles in your buttocks. You'll need those in preparation for stand. Then a change of mood. So squeezing and hitching. So as if you are, this is the hip hitch movement that you will need as part of hip walking. Anchor the feet, hands on the arms of the chair, lift and shift. What you will feel here is one buttock squeezing as the other hip lifts. So just a couple of these, don't over egg it, have a pause in between each one. In stand, you will still need the hip hitch, shall I say, for things like stepping to the side, if the step requires to be higher. So if it's a low step, not much hardly any hip hitch required. If it's quite high, for example, leg over bath top, for example, you'll need a bit of hitch. Or I don't know, if you're out walking over a stile or over a fence, you'll need extra hitch there. So generally bigger ranges of motion. So have some support. You might want to take this to the side. Obviously be aware of where the table is in context of your knee. Or you might just want to go one way out and back. And to do the other leg, step around, step around, step around, step around, shift and hitch, and then over and in. So if you're practicing and you're practicing moving in slightly bigger ranges than you're used to, have the external support so you're shifting the weight into it each time you rehearse that hitch and lift. Okay, that's it. Back to the beginning. So reaching practice, forwards, upper and lower levels. And each time you go through these ranges, a little bit higher and a little bit lower, or a little bit further forward. So can you grade that movement as part of functional reach higher? Maybe try it in threes, so like reaching in threes. And if you're still practicing bending and reaching to lower levels, you might want to do it with the chair behind you. So if you wanted to, you could just sit out of that movement. Then we have buttock squeezes, hip hitches, hitching the hip. This is part of that hip walk required pretty much in all transfers, in and out of all seats, chairs, and shifting around on the floor and in the bath if you should need. So hip hitching, hip walking, critical, well, vital skill really for those transfers in sit and floor. That's it. If you wanted to add in an extra set of legs, always a good thing to add in extra leg strengthening activities. If you don't want to do the full sit to stand, there's the jockey lift. If you don't want the jockey lift, you could go for the thigh squeeze, relax the foot, brace the muscle here in the thigh, and then release with control. So these bracing activities can still get extra activity into the thighs, all with a view to maintaining strength in your leg muscles. That's it, folks. That's your noonday. Chaos is with you at 4. Apologies that I posted to the wrong group. Anyway, that's it. Good to see you, folks. And hello, all ye Kesher Operas. Chaos will be with you at 4. I'll see you tomorrow, I think, again for the noon. Until then, bye.